Grew up round four corner hustler stones. Vice lords, grew up round Latin king maniacs, Latin souls. Grew up in the go where them gladiators.
Yo, Eternals. It's the General Prolific. Welcome to another edition of EO Radio. Salute to my risk takers, Astro Pack, Rico Finesse. To all my Eternals, Oakland Mike, I see you. Old Mellow, blessings always. That is the creed. I have the enormous pleasure, a man who, I mean, it's pretty safe to say is a hip-hop Tampa legend at this point. God forbid if you were to go bye-bye tomorrow. I mean, I think that's, something that will definitely put next to your name. You've been putting in work for a while. I came across you because I love the boy so much. I have to give him a shout-out. DMC Pat. He back in my hometown right now in Chicago. I was rocking with him before he left, 8-10 years ago. And he always sang your praises. He introduced me to you. And ever since then, I definitely been checking in with you, seeing how you rocking, seeing how you moving. Mm-hmm. I mean, Sparsky and Hutch.
Sparsky and Hutch, yeah.
Vern De La Rosa, Volume 1 and 2.
Oh, you listen to both of them?
VIP Boys. I know y'all definitely did something recently.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Get Your Life. Visuals, the list goes on. You're one of the few people that I really don't have to do an extensive. I do this extensive introduction. Palm River, Tampa native, East Tampa, definitely representer. How you doing today, sir?
Quite fine indeed, actually. Just dropped the video yesterday. Been getting good results, great feedback. Just an overall good mood.
Yo, that the artistic expression in that one's dope. It seemed like y'all was having fun. We got Chet, right? Chet.
Yes.
We got Chet in the building as well. Salute to you, sir.
Yes, sir.
But y'all definitely look like you had a good time putting that together, those visuals together.
For sure.
Definitely known for your wordplay. Your voice is definitely something that's recognizable immediately. I remember I saw the Sammy Hughes joint. Was it Radio Control or Control Radio? Whatever it was. You was doing that introduction in the beginning.
Cruise Control Radio.
The Cruise Control Radio. Yeah, you was doing that introduction. Sounding hella smooth. Real player, as they say out west. But you out here, man. You definitely should be proud of the art that you have released so far. It's very well known. It's 50 years of hip hop right now. Obviously that culture has impacted your life.
Oh, for sure. You
being an ambassador for a place like Tampa, who I believe is at the precipice of getting its notoriety more and more. Mm-hmm. Can you put into words, or can you best describe how hip hop specifically has impacted your life? Or what's it mean to you,
the key thing here, I feel like I would say hip-hop was something that I discovered early on. So my mom used to joke about my dad being a terrible DJ.
But bro, that shit, as far as the argument's concerned between marital spouses.
She used to roast him about being a terrible DJ, but that didn't mean that he didn't have a decent catalog of music to go through. So he would just be playing.
Sticking up for your pops.
Oh yeah, of course. So he played more of the general releases that came out in hip hop. My mom was more into Miami bass and booty shaking music. You know what I'm saying? She likes to dance, so all that stuff was right up her alley. But he would play a lot of the stuff that I was really unfamiliar with, Tribe, Africa Bambaataa. He used to listen to a lot of electro, you know what I'm saying, whenever they got really funky.
Right.
We're doing all the spacey stuff.
Word.
So upon finding that, like, I was just listening to a lot of the stuff, and then I realized what they were doing was sampling. And so once I caught on to how they were sampling songs and doing things like that, I'm like, oh, I feel like this is probably what I want to do for real. And that was like from a really young age, you know what I'm saying? So I would just be curious, like, of what is all out there, because every day I'm finding something new. And then, LimeWire dropped, and then we just downloaded everything we fucking could.
Yes, sir.
So that's probably, I'm a producer first. I'm not necessarily, I didn't start off by saying I wanted to be a rapper. I said I want to make beats.
Right.
That's my thing. Like, how they orchestrated this entire symphony of sounds that just blew my mind. I want to do that, right? And so...
so producer first.
Producer first, yes.
Gotcha.
100%. And like I said, so that just comes with, searching for sounds, just trying to find something you haven't heard before. You know what I'm saying?
That digging into crates lifestyle.
Pretty much, yeah.
Right.
So I feel like I'm on the producer side of hip hop, as far as like creating the sound and contributing. So yeah.
So the beat making more inspires you to rap then?
Well, initially, what it was, you start off as a producer, you're all like, damn, I'm just a producer. I kind of want people to make songs out of my beats so people will listen to the beats. So, it's kind of hard finding good rappers to put on your stuff.
You ain't lying.
And then, at the same time, starting out, your beats aren't always like that fire. So I would always have people telling me that they'd be like, oh, yeah, I kind of don't like this one. I don't like this one. I wouldn't get on this. You need to make something more like this or make something more like this. And it would always be like somebody who's trying to be, some mainstream kind of rapper.
More commercial.
Yeah, like commercial style type shit. And they could have that, you know what I'm saying? But it pushed me to like produce more and like try that. So I'll be like, fuck it, I'll try it then, whatever. I'll try it out and fuck around and make some gas, and then, I wouldn't tell them about it because it's talking shit.
They ain't privy to that after that shit talking.
Yeah, for sure.
You remember the first beat you made that, as you said, it is very hard. Even in the day and age we live in now that everybody's a rapper, everybody's a producer. Do you remember the first time you made a beat and someone came and just actually laid down some dope-ass rhymes to it that you was proud of?
That I was proud of?
Yeah, you was like, you know what? Okay, we on to something. We in business.
Yeah. That didn't come until long after starting. I'd say like maybe two and a half years after I started making beats. I had to learn my way, you know what I'm saying? Being so open-minded to collabing with different artists in the beginning, because you're just trying to get yourself out there, or you're just more willing to share, you know what I'm saying? Because what you think you're doing is dope, you know what I'm saying? But like, I'm excited about what I'm making, you know what I'm saying? This is all fresh to me. Yeah. So there was a point in time after I started where I started collabing with these dudes from Progress Village. They went by Dynasty back then, and
that's over there on your side too, right? Palm River, yep.
Yeah. So my father, our whole family on my father's side is from Progress Village.
Word, okay.
And my mom's side is from Claremont.
Okay.
So you know what I'm saying, like I got family on both sides.
For people who ain't from Tampa, know that's the soil of Tampa. That's real Florida right there.
Yeah, that's OG shit. If you know, you know. But I started collaborating with them, and my homeboy who introduced me at the time, his name was Wayne. He went by Maniac, and his ability to like freestyle off the dome was actually could surpass a lot of motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying?
Salute to him. Yeah.
Yeah, he was just so nice with it off the top of the dome. And so I actually heard like songs that he put out, and then he wrote to one of my beats before, and I was like, hey bro, take me to that studio you be saying that you go to. Let's see what happens. And then from that, everything else continued.
Do you produce your own beats for the music that you do? Like, do you put vocals on?
Most of the time.
Yeah.
You know, I find something. I'd say after doing it for so long, now it's to the point where I probably won't work on it if I don't plan on getting on it or doing anything with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna waste my own time. At the same time, you know, there's definitely beats that I made that are just like, I don't know. I honestly don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but I rock with it.
Right.
So maybe I'm gonna hold on to it, and when the opportunity presents itself, it'll be there for me.
Yes, sir. Being from Tampa, it's fair to say. I mean, I'm from Chicago, but I've been in Tampa so long. I consider myself a Tampa artist. Being an ambassador of Tampa Hip-Hop, how do you feel it has developed? Where do you see it going? Because you're really in the mix. I mean, the people I see you surround yourself with, for example, the Sammy Hughes, who DJ you was with at Shuffle the other night. That you do your VIP boys with.
Defense?
Nah, the
Spawn?
yeah.
Oh, Spawn's
Super great producer, hard at what he does. But being an ambassador and rocking, putting on your shoulders. How do you see Tampa hip hop going, man?
Like, you mean like the current state, or where do I see it like in the future?
No, both. So the current state, are you hopeful? Are you proud of it? If, like, let's say like VH1 or MTV or BT comes to you and says, yo, I'm gonna give you a platform where you get to introduce Tampa artists to the world, like, who would you choose, and like, who would you go to where, yo, this is what Tampa has to offer?
Well, okay, so
and it's cool if you want to get nobody no light, you want to shout nobody out. That's
no,
fine,
not
too.
like that. Not like that. I'm gonna do it chronologically. So I'll speak on the current state, then the future,
Sure.
and then artists that I like.
Word.
So the current state right now, I feel like it seems very destabilized, if that makes sense. It's not that there isn't any unity out here, but there's no, people collab with whoever they want to collab with when it suits their, goals. But that's business at the end of the day, and people always tend to mix emotions and business, and we know those two do not mix.
Never.
But that don't stop them from running their mouth. But the thing about the current state, what I mean by that is, like, it seems like no one knows where the real demand is for successful hip-hop shows. Because when we think about the way Tampa promotes hip-hop culture, obviously there's people who do things on social media, and everybody's out here working, putting out their content the way they're supposed to. But the platforms aren't evenly distributed, one, and two, none of them really cater to the artists to elevate them to the level that they feel, that they say they want them to be at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, can you name one for sure hip hop show you can go to every month that's dope?
It's a tough one.
It's been hard.
No, it's a tough one.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
You think about a few years ago when you had H's stuff, H's The Cypher, when you had Wine and Rhyme. You know what I'm saying? Events like that.
Yeah.
Things where you could go, even Art and Soul. You know what I'm saying? Things where you knew you could go to that shit every month and it would be swinging with new artists, with dope, even artists that you know before, that you've seen before doing their thing, and they come out and they kill it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's harder to, I feel like I said, it hasn't been evenly distributed in a minute. Now there's a few events that I might be overlooking that I personally do not know about, and no offense to anybody out there who might be listening. You know what I'm saying? But
so salute to K3.
we pulled up to Shuffle.
Yeah, Shuffle's like one of the. Now that you said it, I'm thinking Shuffle's one of the few. They have their, their main act that comes out, And usually, rappers that want to, perfect their craft, go there, and usually that's where you find a lot of good spitters or a lot of people who are serious about their craft. So that's the only one that I can honestly say that's about it, though.
Right,
yeah.
but really, that's one of the only ones.
That's really it,
you know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Shout out to D-Faz and, you know what I'm saying, K3. But think of how few that is compared to how much they used to be circuited and actually popular and fun to go to. You know what I'm saying? Now rappers just pull up, rap, and get off. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that.
It's not a vibe. It's not a time. It's not community.
Some artists, I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you know who's on the bill for certain shows, then you know what you're going to get. You
Right,
know?
for sure.
There's a ton of great performers out here that do shows pretty frequently. You know what I'm saying? But they're put on shows that you would just want to see executed a little bit better. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But apart from that, now the future, as far as the future goes, I don't know. I feel like everybody's waiting on that to happen.
Yeah.
Like, no one knows what it's gonna be. They can kind of feel it, like it's there, but we all can't see it. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And we all want it to happen. You know what I'm saying? We all want it to happen, but nobody really knows how to play their part in making it happen. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then, even if somebody comes up or presents the idea, some people just kind of too arrogant to let somebody like take control and make something happen for everybody without thinking that they want all the glory for themselves. You know
That ego trip right there, for sure.
Pretty much, you know. It's a bitch, it's hard to get around if you worried about the wrong things. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. For sure. Are you hopeful for the future though?
Oh yeah, certainly. There's a lot of great artists out here, man, and it was like you said, we definitely have steadily been getting attention, and it's like we're at the glass ceiling, and we're waiting for something to break through.
Yeah.
And we've had, let's say, 2 artists break through that are now huge artists,
like
Rod Wave and Doechii, of course.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? They, not to say that they went mainstream, but they are on that level now.
Yeah, so Doechii was opening up for Queen Bey, man, for Beyonce.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, this past Fashion Week with Doja Cat.
She just opened up for Beyonce. Rod Wave just sold out Emily Arena as,
killed it.
You know what I'm saying?
Killed the birthday bash, yep.
And,
brought out a little baby and everything.
And I know a lot of people say he's from St. Pete, but this is the Bay Area. As far as I'm concerned, I still include a lot of St. Pete in with Tampa.
You have
even
to.
though it's
Yeah.
even though it's a bridge away. And that's the cool thing about them is like they just like a different part of the neighborhood that got their own swag. Like,
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And invite them in. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of artists out here that I like.
Yeah, it's I always like to separate unfortunately, because it's, as you're saying, there is a lack of community as far as like venues and events to put together, but the talent's crazy. So you have like the hood rap, you have like the Taliban Doodas, you have the Buck Sosos, the Tebe Bays, the etc. And then you have like the Nico Sweets. For example,
I was hoping you say Nico Sweet.
Shout out to Nico Sweet, man. She did my last promotional gig. She headlined my shit. She didn't have to do that. I appreciate you 100 times over. The Sammy Hughes, the Pusha Preems, if I'm missing someone, forgive me. So and then I do a lot of showcases, or I have Astro Pack. I don't have, but he's a person that I rock with heavy. He's a risk taker. He's 19, so he does a lot of these showcases, and we see this young talent that is just simmering, that's looking for that opportunity, like Lil Zay. Lil Zay's super hard. I don't know if you ever heard of Lil Zay, but Lil Zay's incredible artist. I think he just did a joint with Pusha Preem recently, Khaled Music. So we have young artists that I look at them like you're saying, and it's like, man, you guys have so much talent in the city that's slept on, because Miami already has their, they're capping the feather. You know, Broward County has the XSSations, and they had the Kodak Black, and list goes on and so forth. Then you have Jacksonville.
I'm gonna put it to you. The only reason why Miami pop like that is because Hollywood's in Miami. If you can get Hollywood to your city, your city will pop
for sure.
It's that simple. You know, like, not to take anything away from the sounds and the history that Miami has with music, because Lord knows there's been some amazing music that come out of there.
For sure.
But as far as like international notoriety for stuff like that, and like taking that sound and elevating it past, you know what I'm saying, a local or even regional platform, or even national, then, you know what I'm saying, Hollywood will take your shit international.
For sure. Definitely heavy party city.
Just even having their
And they've been putting in work for a while, too. They have a history with, Uncle Luke, to the DJ Khaled's, to the, the list goes on. And then you had Jacksonville with the Young and Aces and the Julio Fulios that recently has had their spotlight. So Tampa is, as you're saying, that glass ceiling. To me, I believe Tampa is that next up. You even get like when Jay and Beyonce come out here, they say, we love the city. It's dope as fuck, but what is there to do? But I see the talent. I'm excited to see what happens. As a person who does music himself, not just the podcast world, but who does music himself, I'm super excited. I fight for that. I fight to create my own promotion. And a lot of it has to do, look, man, I'm not going to talk, I'm not going to say no names, I'm not going to talk shit about nobody, but I'm tired of promoters who put on shows. Bro, they'll put on a show, the show will have 20 artists, it's 6 hours long. So let's say, and they make the artist sell 20 tickets to perform. So you got 20 artists sell 20 tickets. They don't pay the artist shit, number one. Number two, if you're artist number 2 and I'm artist number 15, your people ain't staying around for my shit. They ain't gonna wait 3 hours to see me. So that means when I go to do a show, I'm a new artist, I'm not getting no new followers from that from that joint I'm doing. I'm not getting no new streams. I'm not getting no nothing from it, because the show's so long. You know what I mean? They're like, who's gonna stay 6 hours to watch someone when they already saw the person they came with? And there's 20 artists. I'm not gonna talk shit again about nobody, but not 20 artists are gonna be good artists. Right. Unfortunately, So me, if I talk shit about promoters, when I put on my own promotions, I make sure I pay the artists, but I bring about 5 or 6 artists only, that could bring out a crowd of their own. Everybody sees everybody. I make sure I have a good DJ, and it's a vibe, But breaking through that barrier of getting a name to put on, your own promotions, it's tough. It's not as easy. As a lot of money goes into it. You don't see a lot up front. So you got to make that sacrifice to hopefully a year or two down the line it pays off, to where you created an atmosphere where people come know they're going to find good music, it's going to be a good vibe, and they're going to be introduced to dope artists that they never heard about too at the same time. But we have our hood shit, we have our boom bap shit, we have our creative shit. So like, I think Tampa's just a good melting pot of music. Now again, I hope we capitalize on it. I hope that there is just a coming together of community where that ego is slain, and we're able to do something that pushes it forward, man.
I feel like there's a solution to that.
Talk to me.
You would kind of just have to build like a hub. So it would be like a studio that everybody could use. I know I've seen this done several times before.
Okay.
How long you say you've been out here for a minute?
I've been out here. I've been in the city since like 03, 04.
03, 04? Okay, cool.
But I've been in the hip hop. I only got back in the hip hop scene almost only a year and a half ago.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, I've known of it. You know what I mean? Because I love hip hop, so I make sure I go catch whatever I could catch. But I had a hip hop rock band, like a Gym Class Heroes type situation. So I did that. I toured off that. But that world is completely different from like the hip hop scene.
Right.
But being in a hip hop scene where I do shows, I put out music, I do this. It's only been a year and a half.
Okay. Well, that's not bad. I was gonna bring up this collective back in like 2015 to about 2017, 18.
In Paris?
Well, nah. We, you know what I'm saying, young Parisians, we were more like promoters.
Okay.
Or, you know what I'm saying, like throwing shows. You know what I'm saying? We'll curate your show for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Put whatever we want together, but that's another story.
Yes, sir.
But the Chiefers, you ever heard of the Chiefers?
No, sir.
Okay, so the Chiefers were a very young collective of guys that were just. There's the dog track down the street. So you know where there's the Tampa Tabernacle, right?
For sure.
That building, right?
Yeah.
They had got this little section of a room inside the Tampa Tabernacle, right? You would go through and it looked it was so interesting and kind of hard to explain. So you walk in and it's like a corridor of a room, right? But they have several different staircases that go down and they have like different like cell rooms. So you'd be like, how the fuck did y'all find this or whatever?
Yeah.
What they did over there, they started up their own studio. So everybody who was just like, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing today, would go to that studio. And this is what I was talking about, like having a hub or like a place where people could meet. Yeah, because a lot of great material and friendships were forged out of that spot. You know what I'm saying? And from there, they used that to propel themselves. They just kind of brought everybody in because it was the spot to hang out. Now, obviously, you got people who don't really do shit. But at the same time, they created the environment for people who don't even usually do shit to want to do shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you could create that atmosphere and keep it constant, and I would say, you know, obviously you wouldn't want like no dingy spot like that. You know what I'm saying? It would look nice and professional.
Right,
and
right.
You expect everybody to keep that bitch clean because it's almost like a youth center or some crazy shit like that. But for musicians who, you know what I'm saying, genuinely want to just do something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you create those avenues for artists to collab together, I feel like a lot of us would come together a lot more often. You know what I'm saying? Because they'll be like, damn, what y'all got going on over there? Oh, like, we got so-so over here, so-so over here. You'd be like, damn, what the fuck are they, what the fuck both of them doing in the booth together?
Right.
Like, bro, they making some crazy shit, bro. Who would have thought?
So ideally, you definitely need an engineer. You'll need some recording equipment. But definitely, if you build it, they will come.
Yeah, for sure.
That would be hard as fuck, I ain't gonna lie.
There was something like that.
Because then you're able just to pull up, like me, or whatever, I'm not doing something on a Friday night, I'll just pass by just to pass by and see what's popping.
Yeah.
Because you know some dope shit, some creative shit is happening. That'll be hard.
You know what I'm saying?
That'll be super hard.
That's the key word there is community.
Absolutely.
And you create something for the community. You give the community something. The community gives you whatever they got. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Where do you feel that? Because I think briefly, bro, when I met you at Shuffle that one night, I don't drink, bro. And we was smoking, and Dillman brought me one beer, bro. When I say I don't drink, I really don't drink, fam. So I drank, and I was fucking tipsy than a motherfucker, bro. I was trying to keep my composure together, dude. So I'm glad that we were able to make the connection and you were able to come out and shit, bro. But we was briefly talking about the importance of relationships.
Okay.
And I feel like that the downfall of not having a community or people able to come together, whatever, ego, whatever, is the lack of like genuine relationships. What do you feel gets in the way of people, besides ego, of actually coming together and being willing to not being intimidated, not being fearful of just coming up to you like I did to come on the podcast, right? You're like, yo, I have a podcast, I'm doing this shit, like, or would you be willing to come on it? What do you feel, is it that you feel like that they're not gonna be good enough, that person's too good, or do you feel like it's insecurity?
I mean, it could be anything for anybody, to be real with you. I kind of take it day by day, and not everybody feels the same every day. So maybe some days they're more shy to talk to somebody than others, or some days they'll be like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna go say what's up. Or I feel like it's really just their own thoughts. The only thing that gets in your way is something that you might think is happening, but it's really not happening. You know what I'm saying? An assumption that you may have,
Right.
or you might have. It could be a habitual thing where you make it a habit of going somewhere to talk to somebody, but never making it happen. You know what I'm saying?
That's key. Absolutely. Mean what you say what you mean. Say you're gonna do something, do it.
It's all about the follow through.
Absolutely.
And that's across the board. But I just feel like it could be anything.
Right.
People could be intimidated just because they might have like an image of you in their head that they're actually looking up to, as opposed to like seeing eye to eye. I try to meet everybody eye to eye, because as much as I've been accused of having a large ego in the past, like I'm still for sure.
It was really cool when I met you.
You know what I'm saying? I prefer to, be respectful and speak to everybody the same, because being humble is more of an asset than, embracing the ego. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, everybody thinks I'm that nigga, I can get away with whatever. I'm not ever thinking like that. You know what I'm saying? Whatever's I'm like in the moment.
Right.
I'm more in the moment. I'm not observing myself in third person.
Gotcha.
You feel me?
Yes, sir.
And people could be observing themselves talking to you in third person. It's kind of crazy. It's like it's like I said. It could be any number of things. But either way, if it stops you from something that you know is going to be beneficial for you, then just take a deep breath and reconsider not doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm saying, reconsider the idea of not following through. Like you follow through on it. Like
absolutely
push yourself through it, because on the other side, it's so much better on the other side. You know what I'm saying? You can get that release of pressure off your chest. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And it'll feel so much better.
And those who are watching, that's an elder statement in our city. He's letting you know he's approachable. He's letting you know if you have an idea and it's a dope concept and artistically it makes sense, hit him up. Not just him, or anyone else up that you feel like is untouchable, because they out here wanting to do some dope shit too. They're out here wanting to create some art that leaves an impression for years to come. Now I ask every artist this question that comes on my platform. Feature. If you could do a feature with someone dead, alive, and local.
Dead, alive, and local.
I heard you on one of your rhymes. You was talking about you was listening to Sade. But dead, alive, or local.
Well,
whatever way you want to put it. Whatever one you go first.
All of Sade's songs are about me, so
all right.
Collaborating with Sade, I kind of would just prefer her to do her thing. You know what I'm saying?
That part.
But I would love the opportunity to just experience how she, does her thing. But that's not who I would want to work with, because she's still alive. Dead, of course, MF Doom, hands down, 100%. There's no
heavy.
I would probably, he would never know, but I would cry about that record, for real.
I'd be very appropriate response.
And you know what I'm saying? I like my wordplay, so I definitely feel like I could probably hang with Doom a little piece.
I agree with that statement.
Let's see, alive. Honestly, damn, can I do it either or?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You might guys do whatever the fuck you want.
Spitter or Alchemist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Spitter.
Either one of those would be a legendary feat.
Shit, you could do Alchemist, Produce, Spitter, and Vern. Breeze G.
The trifecta. You know what I'm talking about?
What?
Shit, boy, I lose my shit.
That'd be crazy.
That would be insane, and I definitely feel like we would make some fire too. And then local, I usually collaborate with most of my, most of the local artists at some point.
Grew up round four corner hustler stones, vice lords. Grew up round Latin king maniacs, Latin souls. Grew up in the GO where them gladiators.